A splendid evening it is to you viewers. Welcome to Equity News on Equity Access, your cross-section of the stock markets and of developments in the Zimbabwean economy. Thank you for joining us as we broadcast live from Hampton Studios in Harare. I'm Ibn Mabunda. Let's get started. Finance Minister Professor Mthuli Ncube has released the much anticipated interim budget of the year. Several issues discussed with, of course, an orientation towards a slight lift, should I say, where austerity measures are concerned. And as I said, that several issues were discussed. Now, the minister also did indicate that government is allocating a good $2.5 billion toward infrastructure development. Furthermore, government has also set up a committee responsible for that infrastructure development project that will be known as VACA. Let's just have a look at the footage from that particular budget where the finance minister explains issues to do with that particular expenditure.
Infrastructure budget of $2.5 billion, constituting 35.4% of total capital development budget. Some chart showing. Mindful of the budgetary constraints, Treasury will be issuing an infrastructure bond we call VACA Zimbabwe Infrastructure Bond during the second half of the year. This is to mobilize private sector funding for some of our budgeted ongoing priority projects. Let me turn to the annex sector. The drought has been an infrastructure budget of $2.5 billion, constituting
to increase the power tariffs. Now, this comes on the back of several adjustments in the economy where we have seen the country reeling from electricity shortages. And now the minister says that for households, power tariffs have been hiked 5 times, while for agriculture producers as well as exporters, there has been a 3 times adjustment to the power tariffs. Let's have a look at the feed from Parliament to listen to the finance minister expanding on the subject.
9.86 Zimbabwe cents, which is about $1 equivalent to an average of 45 Zimbabwe cents per kilowatt hour, which is approximately 5 US cents. So 5 US cents. And these are averages. It is up to Zera to finance the exact level and issue the necessary SIs and gazettes. That is their job. Number 2. The electricity tariff for domestic consumers will be increased from an average of 9.86 cents per kilowatt hour, which is about 1 US cent, to an average of 27 cents per kilowatt hour, which is 3 US cents per kilowatt hour. And that will be a subsidized rate. And again, Zera will find the right level within that 1 to 3 range to pitch additional increases and make sure that our domestic consumers enjoy the subsidy. The electricity tariff for agricultural consumers will be increased from an average at the end of 9.86 cents per kilowatt hour to an average of 27 cents, which is approximately 3 US cents. So it's very similar to the domestic consumers, Mr. Speaker said, Your Excellency, members. And again, this will be a subsidy, 9.86 Zimbabwe cents, which is about $1 equivalent to an average of 45 cents per kilowatt hour, which is approximately 5 US cents. So 5 US cents. And these are averages. It is up to Zera to finance the exact level and issue the necessary SIs and gazettes. That is their job. Number 2. The electricity tariff for domestic consumers will be increased from an average of 9.86 cents per kilowatt hour, which is about 1 US cent.
Now, of course, several issues were addressed by the minister. We will, of course, have the time to expand on these tomorrow on Special Focus. Among other issues, there are a review of the indigenization policy, which the minister said has been that much of an impediment where investor perception of the country is concerned. The 2% tax threshold has been lifted from $10 transactions to $20 transactions, while also the minister cracking down on mobile money agents and imposing a 2% tax where their transactions are concerned. Also, alcohol and tobacco tariffs have been raised, as well as where duty on tires are concerned. That, of course, has been alleviated. And as I just mentioned, we'll expand on these matters on our show tomorrow. Now, also taking place today, Old Mutual Zimbabwe has launched a value creation challenge today in the capital. The value creation challenge is a nationwide competition aimed at supporting ideas that provide innovative and sustainable solutions to socio-economic challenges. Chief Executive Officer Jonas Mushosho said that Old Mutual is committed toward incubating and nurturing young entrepreneurs to see that Zimbabwe's economy is driven forward despite the economic challenges that have embattled the jewel of Africa. Let's have a look.
Old Mutual is fully committed to supporting the development and growth of the Zimbabwean economy. The Value Creation Challenge is more than just a competition. In our view, this is the founding block of future big business which will lead to the wholesome economic growth for the nation. When I reflect on the hard times that have befallen our motherland, I believe we have choices to make. We can choose to pity ourselves and look helplessly as we continue to slide into the abyss. We can continue to lament and write obituaries of renowned icons and old business models in our business world that have succumbed and collapsed in the face of unrelenting storms that have hit us. Alternatively, we can dare to dream of a new future. Like the proverbial phoenix, we can rebuild a glorious future on the ashes of the massive desolation that confronts us. There is really no charge for dreaming. A country blessed with a large population of young, talented, and educated young people is not poor. They are the very essence and foundation of the new world if their creative potential can be harnessed, nurtured, and unleashed. Old Mutual wants to be the womb that nurtures them.
Now, Old Mutual with this project is in partnership with the British Council. So speaking at the event was the British Council country manager, Mr. Ronald Davis, who re-emphasized the importance and the need for innovative ideas to be nurtured in a move to drive the Zimbabwean economy forward. Let's just have a look at the country manager speaking at the particular event.
We're all about the arts. That's a big starting point for us. But from the arts, we also look into the creative industries and across the creative economy as a whole. The arts matter to us because of what the arts can do for people, the possibilities of expression and connection. But we're increasingly interested in the possibilities that the arts have to generate livelihoods, both for the participants and the practitioners, but for other people, and how it can generate employment and prosperity. And we see a real transformational opportunity. And I was just saying to my friends earlier, Zimbabwe has endless resources, and I'm not talking about diamonds and minerals and platinum, because the thing about diamonds and platinum is that they run out. The great thing about creativity is it doesn't run out. The American poet Maya Angelou talks about creativity. The more you use it, the more you get. And there is creativity in absolute bucket loads in this country. But it's finding a way to turn that creativity into what this country also, I mean, we're all about the arts. That's a big starting point for us.
On the same subject of innovation, today Cassava Smart Tech launched a mobile platform that is known as Sasai. The platform is said to combine instant messaging on social media, mobile payments on the app. The app is said to be to become the WeChat of Africa. And of course, the WeChat has revolutionized trade on the Asian continent. Now, Zimbabwean firms eyes the Zambian market. At least 20 Zimbabwean companies are participating in the Zambia agricultural and commercial show this week. The companies are looking to explore export opportunities in our neighboring country. Meanwhile, banks continue to revise lending rates upwards in line of the recent monetary policy changes and economic dynamics. CABS is the latest bank to increase interest rates following Stuart Bank yesterday. CABS average lending rates are now at 30%, while Stuart Bank revised its lending rates to 25%. In June, the RBZ revised its overnight lending rates to 50%. This concludes our evening news bulletin. Up next is a look at the stock markets in Market Daily. And as I indicated earlier, tomorrow you can look forward to a review of this budget in detail. Thank you for watching.
Climbing to the top takes more than just hard work and smart choices. It's the passion that drives you from within, the endurance to keep going through difficult times, and having a very clear vision of how to succeed. That's what we strive for at CBZ. We're a diversified and innovative listed financial services group in Zimbabwe, with a complete range of activities, including banking, short and long-term insurance, asset management, and property investments. CBZ has been a pinnacle for stability in the economic landscape of Zimbabwe, stemming from our deep-rooted values, our excellent customer service delivery, and our corporate vision to strive for excellence as a global competitor. Our continuous investment in research and development will cement our promise to provide customer convenience utilizing state-of-the-art technology. Relationships are at the core of what we do. We understand, however, that strong, long-lasting partnerships are not built overnight. With over 3 decades of wealth management, we have come to understand our clients and their specific investment requirements. Our unique mix of skills ensures that investment opportunities are examined from all perspectives. The balancing rocks of Zimbabwe have weathered the elements for thousands of years and stood the test of time, like majestic reminders of the fine balance of nature. They challenge our perception of what is possible and what endures. Just as CBZ has weathered the economic storms and remained steadfast throughout the turbulence of unsettled economies. Achieving the impossible through resilience and stability, we balance the elements of hard work, dedication, and experience, making us your ideal partner for success.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Markets Daily on Equity Access. My name is Anisi Chimbumu, and let's get the ball rolling. Now, the stock market has continued in losses, registering the 8th consecutive session in a decline mode. They're coming off 0.7% for the all-share index, 0.71% for the industrials index, for it to settle at 620 points. Now, the minings index was slightly off today, very minimal decline, just to settle at 244.57 points from 244.58 points in the prior session. Top 10 index is down 1%, solidly coming from a delta drop of about 1.58%. But Padenga did experience a much huger knock there, coming off 2.57% for its year-to-date gain to be at 111.76%, still performing as the best performing counter in terms of the top 10 index counters actually within the top 10 index. Now, for our 5-day trend, 2.46%, 2.5% for the all-share and the industrial index, while the minings index has trimmed down its gains to about 0.81%, mainly because of how it has been pretty much very stable, and it's low and the high base factor that has began to take into effect. 3.46% down on the top 10 index, with trades on the stock exchange coming off very worryingly, also very much in line with how people had been anticipating to hear what Mthuli has had prepared for them within the interim budget review that he published today, did cause for the market to still be very much suppressed, with volumes coming off 52, almost 25% up, down to just trade about 5 million shares on the stock exchange today, leading a pack of seven laggards today was Mash Holdings, that came off 15.8% for its sort of 4.21 cents, while Masimba, Wilder and NMB Zimbabwe did trail that, coming off 11.11, 9.09 and 6.32% for it to settle at 26.323 cents. Now Padenga did settle at 180 cents after having let go off 2.57%. Now CBZ did come up 11.32% for it to settle at 54.77 cents. FML adding 0.2%, 0.15%. For Old Mutual. Fidelity also adding a very meager 1.12%. Now, quickly, before I just touch on my markets there, Cassava did launch a new application called Sasai. Now, a lot of questioning has been around that application as to how much it could actually generate for them. It could bring in some good revenues for them, but then some tech gurus are begging to ask the question: what incentive do I have for me to leave an application such as WhatsApp or other social media platforms that have a wider outreach and have had quite a number of contacts already engaged with those platforms. Now, we are still yet to see how that will perform. Now, for WeChat in China, there it did perform very well because of how there are a lot of restrictions around WhatsApp within that particular country, and also them having pretty much almost the largest population on Earth currently, with numbers northwards of 1 billion people within the economy. So such dynamics should play around the WeChat's performance, but Cassava's Sasai application may find it a little bit difficult to penetrate that market, in my own opinion, because of how the market has been very, very much saturated with the so-called WhatsApp application that is very much popular. Now, quickly, as we close off and round off the session today, 12.34 on the Old Mutual implied rate, 10.55 for the parallel market, while the interbank rate has continued to weaken to about 9.23 to the dollar. Well, that trend continues in that regard, with very much a lack of supply within the actually official market in terms of US dollars. Very much evident, as I've said before, by a bid price moving faster than the ask price there. Also, it will be very interesting that as we unpack more on such dynamics tomorrow, especially after Mthuli has released his interim budget review day today. A point of note today is, for in my own opinion and matter of question would be, is Mthuli really conversant and very sincere with what the outside economy, what the outside world or the general populace is really going through? I mean, yes, he did increase civil servant wage bill to about 5.9 billion, but then that's only coming from 4.5 billion, which is almost just about 22% or maybe 25% increment. Yet cost of living has gone up very much. Now, just as a way of appreciation, or rather just as a matter of reminder, actually, we do give out our prayers and thoughts to the families and friends of victims of the August 1 disaster that did happen in 2018, as it is today, August the 1st, 2019. Now, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe our YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at Equity Access, and do visit our illustrious website, www.equityaccess.net, which is maintained by James Singizi. Good evening.